Welcome back to MFO, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to our 500th episode.
Woo!
500 videos.
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
That's crazy.
500 of them spanning a couple of years, 5 videos a week, and we're almost at 5,000 subscribers as well. So that's kind of an interesting correlation there. We're going to talk about this 500th episodes that we've done, the journey, and kind of reminisce a little bit about it.
Okay.
When we come back. So stick around for this. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher.
I'm Megan Fuller.
So what do you think about this? Did you think that this thing was going to last for 500 episodes?
No.
What was your guess? 25, 50?
I thought it would fizzle out, to be honest.
I'm too stubborn.
Yeah, I should have known, right? I should have known that once you get your mind stuck on something, you will not
let it
go no matter what. But it's weird because we started it
right there at the
right over here. Yeah.
And we talked about why were we doing it, because I certainly am not, a Jacob Wheeler kind of fisherman in terms of that kind of talent. And you being here, but I think that our answer is still the same after 500. I'm trying to bring that insight from the tournament and fishing industry that I do have by being a part of it for the last 14 years, to everyday anglers who,
And I think the fact that you aren't at that top
Yeah.
level makes you more relatable.
Yeah.
To the people that do watch you.
And that teaching background and things that we talk about, so it's there.
And I just bring mostly the humor.
We need
idiotic questions.
And we're going to put some clips, because as I was looking over, there are so many times when we're talking about something and you say something and my face just goes like, I don't know what to say next. It just stops me in my tracks. I have always wondered what the big deal is about all the different colors of frogs. Okay.
You mean like they are just all green?
No, I'm talking about, I'm not real frogs.
Oh.
I'm talking about baits, topwater frogs. Oh. That's time that you're spent working on a fish you've already caught rather than catching that next fish.
Or it's sad for the fish.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't know whether to respond to it like to try and be funny, or just to move on.
You should imagine what the rest of our life is like. Lots of times that I see that face throughout the day.
That's so these people are seeing that face and you see it quite a bit. Yeah. I also think that it's kind of interesting that Mark Fisher Outdoors brings a pretty unique, the whole pool situation and the fact that we do the Underwater Wednesday stuff. It's pretty unique. You don't see, there's a few channels that do underwater things, and not so much in the pool as much as in lakes, and but I mean, we have been able to do bait comparisons and introduce new baits, and there have been times when you've been in the water. There have been times when we've had drones in the water. There's been times when I've
pushed you in the water.
There were times that you pushed me in the water. I'm sure that clip is going to come up too.
My favorite moment.
Yeah. But Underwater Wednesday has really been it's not only a popular segment that we do, but also one that there's been so much learning about, when you're comparing two baits and things like that. So I think that's really a big one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, also you put so much work into the videos too. You really try.
I appreciate you saying that, and it is there's such a difference between, hey, I'm going to sit out here and I'm going to give my opinion about whether, BASS is doing a good job, whether they should get rid of forward facing. Wow, NPFL is doing great.
Mm-hmm.
That's me sitting out here putting the camera on and sharing my opinion, and I have no problem sharing my opinions. But when you have to get in the pool, you have to research ahead of time what baits would be the right ones. Get in there, not only do the actual filming of the bait in the water, but then put it together in a logical. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
And it's interesting, just to give you some stats. How many? We know that we're on the 500th episode.
Right.
We know that we've got about 5,000 subscribers.
Right.
Which, by the way, if you guys aren't one, this would be the time to do it. I think we've established the fact that we're going to be here, so you should be subscribing at this point.
He's not going anywhere.
Right. But how many views do you think this channel has received since it started? Just take a wild guess.
Like total views?
Total views. Lifetime views.
500,000?
500,000. That's a neat guess. And it would be symmetrical with everything else. It's actually closer. It's actually over 750,000 views. Getting very, very close to 1 million views.
Woo-hoo!
Okay. Well, yeah, and again, we are not a big channel. I mean, we still aren't a big channel, and I don't know that we ever will be a big channel. But it's interesting to know that we've got, like I said, about 800,000 views total. There's interesting stats. When you break those stats down, that means that pretty much every minute of the day somebody's watching Mark Fisher Outdoors. One person. Anyway, I don't know. What else do you want to talk about here?
Well, if you look past it from all our videos, we've done some kind of crazy, wild things.
Yeah. We've jumped into a pool in our suits for bobber pull to raise money for a veteran organization. Yes,
we have.
Number 2. We got a number mark. 104. And the most prettiest bobber diver, Megan. Let's go.
We have what was the one I can't remember. There was some kind of a tortilla challenge.
Oh yeah.
Where
we slapped
on
each
the
other
internet
in the
they
face.
were slapping each other with tortillas, but we ended up slapping each other. I think we slapped each other
with
with
a fish.
tortillas first, but then we used that 6 cents bait, that big fish bait, and we were using that one. Think about that. That's what we fish taco slap.
That's what you were doing. You were just making a taco.
I was just gonna make a fish taco, but okay. So fish head,
taco.
fish taco.
So holding it from the fish.
Holding it from the head part of the fish.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
That one sounded good. That one sounded. Did it hurt?
Yeah, a little.
So we did that. What else? The jumping in the pool.
We got to do the high ropes course.
We've done the high ropes course, right? We were shooting guns, riding horses. Well, we're also doing this virtual bass tournament in addition to those other things that we were talking about. And so the activities, whether, like I was saying, whether it's bobber pulls or tortilla slaps or virtual bass tournaments, the events and things that we do, I think, are pretty cool. Which leads me to what I think is the most important part of this channel, and that's
you guys.
You guys. I mean, you guys are phenomenal, and you never, ever cease to amaze me. I might get frustrated about what am I going to talk about tomorrow, or what's the topic that we're going to do, or like you were saying, man, this is hard to get all of this stuff done. But your comments and your support has been amazing, and the virtual bass tournament situation is what reminded me. We have a viewer who heard about the virtual bass tournament. They make lures, handmade lures.
Oh, cool.
Put a package of these and sent them out to be a prize. This is someone who makes these lures, isn't looking at it from a standpoint of, oh, I can promote myself, because they don't sell them. They just make them for themselves. And yet they're going to make them and give them away as a prize in the virgin. That is the fishing community itself is a close-knit, supportive community. You can be in a tournament and you can be driving down the lake and see somebody who's broken down. You'll pull over and help them, even though they're a competitor and everything else. That's the way fishermen are. They'll help each other. When you get to this channel, they're the same way. They're so. I put out a video a week ago about how terrible my event was. I had guys sending me comment, man, don't worry about it. Shake it off. We support you. It happens to. They're just very, very supportive, and you guys are amazingly supportive with everything, and that's quite honestly, that is the reason there's going to be another 500 episodes coming along. So
because we love and support you too.
Absolutely. So we're really looking forward to the virtual bass tournament coming up in July, and that'll kind of kick off the next 500 episodes.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
So guys, thanks so much for being a part of the Mark Fisher Outdoors community. We hope that you'll subscribe if you haven't, and starting tomorrow, we're on episode 501.
501.
I got to get to it, right? All right. Thanks again, guys. Take care.
Stay channeled.